Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Leo. So, Leo, as usual, I'm doing your reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you see are from this deck. So, Leo, it seems like you have an idea that you want to bring to life, that you want to manifest, but you are in this thinking stage or this dreaming phase where you're resting really deeply and profoundly in how you're going to bring this to life. And it seems like in this thinking process, which is very necessary, I want to say, you're going to add things to this framework, to this outline of the idea that you're having, that is going to be incredibly enriching for this idea to take shape. Because it seems like with the things that are still missing from this initial idea, it's like you need them. You need these things that are not yet in your mind, or that you haven't really thought. And this could be just, the practical side of how to actually execute it and actually manifest it. But these things are also, the practical things I want to say are also things that are important for you to know that they are a crucial part, because I feel like there's somebody that you are going to be associated with, or that you are going to come to collaborate with, or it's almost like I'm seeing you like saying these things that you have thought that are going to add up to your initial idea. And in doing so, in sharing those things, it's almost like thinking out loud. And the person that you're sharing this with happens to have this long-term vision that really fits well with your idea. And if you didn't allow yourself time to really think about those things, right? And just communicate them. It's almost like, you're sharing this with no purpose with a friend, and it seems like you find a business partner straight away, right? Because they very quickly are on board, they are passionate about your idea, and I feel like it's really almost like the initial waves of seeing this project or this idea come to life. So let me start showing you in the cards. We begin with the Four of Swords. What I heard with this card actually was in time. In time, Leo. But there's also something about this framework that more and more this card has been coming up, and especially for Cancer yesterday. And I'm just saying this because this card and the one that is right underneath it, the Seven of Swords, both of these cards were coming through in a way that, well, it was a completely different message for Cancer. But for you, Leo, the thing about this framework is that this is the initial idea, and these swords here in the middle are the enriching thoughts, are the, it's almost like I'm seeing extra mechanisms or extra gears that are necessary to, be thought out in a sense, where if you didn't include that, the outline would be so abstract, or, it wouldn't have the physicality, especially because you are coming here as actually this King of Pentacles. So we begin with the Four of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and then the Seven of Swords. So you're taking your time, Leo, it seems, to dream about this framework, to really draw this, or to, it's like, think about it in your mind. That is just growing in you, the fact that with your resources, with the practical details that this idea needs, right? Because these are the other gears, these are the other processes, or these are the other stages that are needed for your idea to take shape. Because for now, it's still in the sword suit, so it's still very abstract. It hasn't really taken shape, right? It's something that if it's like if you were to you know, use your resources, use your abundance, use even your creative ability to manifest something and create something, right, with your hands, or with your knowledge. There are things that are still missing, right? And that's the reason why you include it's almost like I'm seeing, these are the main basics, right? These are the essential things. This is the groundwork. This is the foundation. This is, the essence for this idea to come to life. But in order for it to be manifested, for it to, take shape in this 3D plane, there are three other things that are, it's not that they are essential, but they enrich the outline. You see, it's like they turn this into something that is coherent, is what I'm hearing, right? Because it's like the round shape that it's like it feeds itself, right? So maybe if we are talking about a business, right, or a project of some sort, that in order for it to be sustainable, right? I'm seeing this as a circular economy in a sense, right? Something that feeds itself, that nourishes, that self maintains, right? So the outline, it's like the structure or the foundation that is what your idea is, right? But with your ability to be creative, be resourceful, and use your abundance in a way that is smart, is self-sufficient, not self-sufficient, that's not the right word, but maybe it is, right? Maybe it is. Yeah, I can't find the right word. Perhaps it is self-sufficient. It's like just sustainable, right? It's just going to maintain itself, right? It's like, but there is the need for you to include these three stages, these three steps, these three things, elements, people, roles, whatever it is, right? But this is still in this ideation phase, right? It's all in your mind. This is all happening in your brain. It's not something that, has really come out of the paper. It's almost like you're seeing all of this, you're putting it on the paper, you're writing it down, you're making drawings, you're, connecting all of your ideas, you're drawing this foundation, but also including things that are extra in a sense, but these extra things are also very, very important, so that this is sustainable, right? I don't know what else to say. It's sustainable. But here, when this card came through, the Two of Cups, I was actually very pleased, because it seems like the moment that you add these three things to your initial idea, as I said, it feels like you're sharing your heart with another. It's almost like, very informally and very casually and very friendly, you're speaking out loud these things that you have been thinking about. You are just sharing your thoughts with another, just to brainstorm in a very informal kind of way. And then, because the way that I'm seeing this Two of Cups is like full vulnerability, right? It's like opening your heart, because in a sense, it's like how valuable this idea is to you. And if it depended only on you, then it's almost like you were trying to figure out a way if you could do this all by yourself, right? It's almost like you're sharing your thoughts with your therapist, with your parents, with a sibling, with somebody that you're just wanting to have this back and forth, right? Because it's like you're opening your heart as much as you trust the person that you're opening this with, right? Because it seems like a very invaluable idea for you. So it's like, if it's something that is very close to your heart, it's like you want to make sure that the one that you are sharing this with is going to be receptive in a sense, but not receptive in a way that you're expecting anything from them. The only thing that you are wanting is that they listen to you, right? Is that they, it's like that they, extend their arms or their heart in a sense with, just with this receptivity for you to open your heart, right? This is what I feel like your intention is the moment that you seek out their company or you ask for their opinion, or you see what I mean, right? But the thing about this, Two of Cups, the card that is coming next, the Emperor, maybe you do know that they too have their own resources. Maybe you too know how successful they are or how well established they are, Leo. Maybe you don't know the full extent of how wealthy they are, because the Emperor is coming through as like more wealthy than you, at least in terms of money, in terms of resources, in terms of connections, in terms of, having, remember, you needed to include 3 extra things to your initial idea for it to be sustainable. The moment that you share this with the Emperor, I feel like you're not sharing this with the Emperor with a second intention in mind, in terms of like, this might be the investor that I'm looking for. Perhaps it is, but it's not the first thing that I'm seeing from you, right? The first thing that I'm seeing from you is like, it's just a very friendly conversation with no purpose whatsoever in, using the wealth or using the connections or using the resources from this one. Perhaps you are even, getting in contact with this one because they have, in a sense, done what you're trying to do on your own. And so you're wanting their expertise in a sense, because you're being so honest and so open with them. It's like you expect that they are as true and as honest and open with you, right? With, maybe how they got to this point where, they have all of this abundance. And it seems like, yes, they are a step ahead in terms just of the execution, because as I said, it's like your entire idea is still in your mind. It hasn't really taken shape, right? But you are designing this outline so that you can, include the things that are necessary for this idea to take shape with your resources. It's like maybe you are trying to be self-sufficient. Maybe you are trying to rely only upon your resources, you see? But I feel like they are so passionate. It's like they are so, I want to say, honored, really, that you consider them trustworthy enough to share such an idea, such a valuable and, just enriching idea, right? It's like, if this is valuable to you, Leo, it seems like the Emperor sees the value that you are seeing and more. It's almost like they have a more expanded vision. With the Ace of Wands, I see this card specifically as a big tree. And so I feel like for them, there's something about a legacy. What you are including in your framework, in your outline, in your first idea, that is going to make this thing be sustainable or last for a long time, right? Feeding itself. It's like, maybe you do know that they have accomplished something that you're trying to do, and therefore you're reaching out to them. But most of all, the way that they sense or that they feel into what you're saying, right? If it's almost like you're coming to them with the intention to just, spill out your idea, because maybe you have been, all on your own thinking about this, and sometimes it's just good to spill out and share it somebody with somebody that, it's just like speaking it out loud is going to maybe make you have another insight or another way of perceiving how you're going to execute this. But I feel like what you're not perceiving, or you're not aware, is how inspiring this idea is to the emperor, because it's almost like they have this long-term plan, or this plan for something that is long lasting, right? It's like I'm seeing this Ace of Wands as this inspiring idea that you're bringing to them, that is going to make what they have achieved become their legacy. It's like for the future generations, right? It's like, it's like planting a tree. It's like you are coming with this idea that is the seed, and you're planting in the heart of this emperor, and the emperor has already a lot going on for them. It's almost like they have this homestead, this farm, this business, this project. They already have their own life. But they are so inspired to begin this new idea with you, because they see already like it's like they see 20 years ahead, right? It's like they're seeing how this seed of yours is like could expand to become like this beautiful legacy, right? It's like they know how to make this into something strong, into something steady, into something that, yes, it is going to be incredibly enriching and inspiring, not only for the two of you, because that's the thing, their legacy, it's not just about what is going to be executed in terms of the concrete thing, right? The actual project, the manifest idea, right? It's talking about the inspiration for the future generations, right? This is because the way that I'm seeing this, it's almost like, you're planting the seed, and with what they have, with the knowledge that they have, the body of work, the experience, the resources, the place, the land, the people, the contacts, whatever it is, it's like they have the perfect thing that you were, wanting without even knowing that you need it, right? The extra things that you were trying to figure out how they would fit, right? These extra gears, so that this machine, in a sense, could work by itself, self-generating, right? It's like they are seeing this seed as something that can grow into this tree, where it's like I'm seeing, people sitting under this tree and learning, or like listening about how this idea came to be. It's almost like what is happening now. It's like they are already seeing how this is going to be, told as this incredible story of how this started, how this happened, right? And so I'm seeing this as, the importance for them is the legacy of this, but it's still like this spark that is ignited in them, and they seem to have exactly the right things to put this into practice, and to start watering the idea, watering this seed, because it's ending with this, well, it's another 4, right? It's still the same framework, but now it's like the cups. So in a sense, what you were thinking, right? What you were ideating, what you were creating, the framework in your mind, which was still very formless, very abstract, and very ethereal, right? It didn't have any, it's almost like just an idea, right? Just an idea. Yes, incredibly valuable, but I want to say without the help and the enthusiasm and the resonance of this emperor, I feel like it's like you would still be in your mind, right? It's like you would still be taking your time with no hurry to like really crack this thing, right? To really it's almost like you were testing in your imagination how this would be. And even though you want to make this, come to life, it's almost like maybe you realize, and especially with the advice or the honest opinion of this emperor, you would realize that it's like, it wouldn't be enough, with your resources or with your with you doing this by yourself. It wouldn't necessarily bring all of the potential that you are imagining to life. So it's like they're saying, listen, you have, planted this seed in my heart. I feel incredible resonance with this idea. I feel it in my heart that, we could come together and, water this idea and bring together things that both of us have, that are complementary, that are going to be extremely resourceful, right? It's like both of you have your own resources, your own set of tools and knowledge and wisdom and experience that is going to be, bringing this together. It's like the amount of wealth that I'm seeing this, it's like taking this to the next level, because they are as passionate as you are. It's like, even though you're the one having this idea, it seems like they are going to really, it's like there's something that is sparked in their heart that rings so true for them, especially in terms of their long-term goal or their long-term plan, because they are on board. It's like they want to get your initial idea and water it. It's like with this framework, they're saying, yes, but we need to do this. It's like, and they're coming very intuitively, but also very practically, right? It's like maybe you're the more practical one, but they also have their own, it's like they have an intuitive practicality. I don't know how to explain that, but it's like they adjust things on the go, right? It's almost like you plan a lot. It seems like you have this, necessity to plan things in your mind. It's like they are more organic just because of, the way that I'm seeing the leaves here. It's like they work with the land as the land talks to them, or you know what I mean? It's like they are intuitive. They are incredibly intuitive. And when you're sharing this thing with them, it's like for them it's such a huge opportunity to get something that was so abstract and, water it. It's like bring things that are going to make it grow, right? Make this seed start taking shape, start growing, right? So, Leo, I am going to pull more cards for you, as well as the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find a link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.